Right? Hello. Hello. How's it going? So today we're going to continue doing the next playground. I think we have a few left over, and overall should be good, I think. And yeah, let's start the dev server. Okay, I think I have the god size request. So first of all, that did a quick catch up. So I pushed something like early today. So it basically it's yeah. So I just copied the OG image we did last time, and we used the same style, the same template from Nuxt.com, and now it should render is a little bit better. And then I starting to draft some of the tutorial, and yeah, I think I introduced some bugs. So let's fix this first. So I wonder what's the first uh so setting the size. I wonder what goes wrong. Okay, so let's check if in next dev tool. Okay, it seems to be providing more information. So this for each request update, and then we go to the size number, call with error handling. Okay, it does not say anything. Yeah, I think I changed something beforehand, and it seems to be breaking something. It's a bit weird though. Start jogging. The font of my VS Code. Uh, I use input mono. This one. So yeah, I think you just search for input mono, and you can find it, and you can customize it on the website. So so yeah, I wonder what's the problem. So you're trying to setting the size. Well, the size is not here, and how could that be? So next, no, it's not that next step two. Learn. What's the name of the cookie? Define store. Okay, so it's not playground UI state, and it's actually a cookie. So panel file tree 0, show terminal false. This seems to be fine, and if I just clean it up, okay, it still shows the error. And I'm not so sure what change I made causing this. Jogging. It seems to be not this one. It's not from this, I suppose. So that's interesting. I don't know why, but just try to. So it's a member, it's size member, right? It's size number. So it's caused by size number. Okay, when size number changes, we got these things, and the size is e, which is event, and okay, and the size number comes from this size. Uh, Otherwise, if it's a size 0, okay. So I think it might be something related to UI state. Nope. I think it's this one. So if I remove these two, okay, it's working now. So the reason I was introducing this is like I was thinking that maybe I should hide the file tree uh, at the beginning and then terminal at the beginning. So I think it might be caused by maybe I should run as unmounted. Can I use unmounted inside the Nuxt the store? I'm not so sure, but probably you can, right? Okay, it works. But I don't think it's a very good idea. Oh, is that because of this? Maybe I don't need this one. So because I'm watching for features, and I'm thinking that we should providing a default feature that to say that the terminal and the file tree is disabled by default, regardless that if the I mean because like these features is controlled by each guide, right? So in the guide we have index and we have the feature to say that the current guide should enable something or not. And this is something that I want to say that when the guide does not providing any feature set, so it basically means that this field is empty, and we should disable the terminal and the file tree by default. So you don't. So I think this should work, right? If I refresh the page, okay, it works, and that is because currently I was setting the value here. And because this has the same reference with this one, and this is the default value is this one. So it does not trigger any update because it's just setting the same reference. So this word should never runs. And I think this if this never runs, it has some problem. I don't know. But if I do the restructure here, destructure here to creating a new object, so it always trigger the watch function to set those features. And I think that's good enough to fix our problem. Maybe. Right. So that's committed. So it's a fix. Always trigger. Okay. So that's the case. And yeah, so let's go back to the catch up about what do we have changed since then. So the first is the audio image. So I can show you here. That's yeah, it's a where is it? It's audio image here. So it's basically changing the default thing, how to call that? The looking of the Nuxt tutorial of the OG image here to something like this. And when we're navigating to a new page, the view basic, it'll look like this. And ideally, like later, we might want to have a like learned on Nuxt, Nuxt tutorial budget inside these things. But we'll do that later. So currently, we just copy over what Nuxt.com has, and yeah, that's it. And that's this commit. And then I starting to writing a little bit of the draft. So we have the view basic. So we introduce a little bit of the concept of view single file component, so that you can use those three tag in the SFC. And here the title becomes the file name and with the logo of the file. And so later we're going to kind of introduce one by one about view reactivity and what competition API is. So it basically just trying to go through a very brief introduction of view syntax, so that you can grab it faster and to start working with Nuxt. But ideally, like we don't want to kind of recreating the whole view documentation. So we just only covering the basic part that's necessary to understanding what Nuxt does. And then we recommend people to, oh, this link is wrong for some reason. And we should recommend people to, like, if you want to know more about Vue, you should go to the Vue documentation like that. And so I would like slowly writing up those tutorial, and we have the basic page of the Nuxt concept. And here I find a bug. So whenever navigating the page, I should navigate to the top. I think I should navigate to the top rather than something in the middle, which doesn't make sense, right? And I will see what I can do about that. And then it's getting started, and then we have the application. When we go to this file, the file trace pop up because we're starting to introducing files. Well, that's when we introducing views. We only focus on a single file component, and then when we're starting to introducing Nuxt, we want to show the file tree so that you can understand the relationship between files. And it was previously hidden. When you're navigating to that page, it'll pops up, so like that. So so I separate these things which has a dedicated title, so you can see the files here. And then when you're navigating to the file, the title of the editor becomes the file name, which I think will be more intuitive, so that you can understand which file you are open, regardless like if this file tree is being collapsed or not. So that's it. So I think that's pretty much what we did. So I just hide the file tree by default and trying to write more documentation and improve the file tree bar. So it's basically what we have today. So I think today, if you remember that last time we did the Command K system. If I press Command K or Control K on Windows, it shows up the panel. And then if I go navigating, you can see you can use the navigating to do so. So the first thing is like I think that's finish these things, and we also want to add a little bit like searching, so that basically you could search for the content you have rather than that currently is hard coded. And then also like maybe we should providing more command like download files or something like that. And then we also want to have because like currently the page's navigation is based on the clicks, right? So and then it's not very clear that how many pages we have. So ideally we would like to have a drop down and a breadcrumb. It's like to show which page you are on, and to show all the pages under certain directory. And if you click it, it should expand it. So it'll be like more like svelte, learn.svelte.com, that you can click it to see all the files available here, and then you can navigate easier, and of course then you can go back, something like that. So that's the goal of today. And then today we were going to kind of a little bit like dig through that's how Nuxt Content works, and how we can get all the trees, all the files for rendering the tree. So let's go to Nuxt Content docs. So here, I think, so you have the content directory, right? That's what we are using already. So it's just like you're putting files under content, and then it should be available. And ordering, yeah, the ordering is like if you add a prefix to number dot something, and it should order those things, and those things are being removed in the past. So that's you can have a better uh, organization of how the file is being handled. And yeah, and I think fetch navigation, self-managed navigation. I think we're already using the content-driven mode. It's a document-driven mode, right? So then you can have the use content as the current page. So ideally, I think maybe we could have the search content. So you can providing a search, and then you can have the result. So I think, yeah, maybe let's try to do that. I think that's you should be straightforward. I'm not so sure. So so here for the command palette, that's the components we have, right? And what's the progress we have? So we have the command result and run command. Okay, and we have the command store. Okay, so here if we have the search, right? If we have the guide search result, maybe guide result, and this search content is not available. I wonder why it's not available. If I do import, that's interesting. So let's dig into the source code to see what is happening. Okay, you can use this composable, and ideally this composable should be auto import. Should be auto imported, right? And which version is being introduced? 3 months ago. Not this. I think we should just check the implementation might be more accurate. So this line is 3 months ago. And did we do any release 3 months ago? Oh, so 4 weeks ago. Okay, because we are not yet on 2. Okay, that may because the cause. So I was not so sure because I was having a bug uh about the Nuxt content, so I downgraded. So if I do this, and then I try to reinstall the dependency. So I think this feature is introduced in 2.10.0. Right, and then we start the server. Hopefully it works. I cannot remember, that's why I downgrade to 2.9. Okay, we have some, yeah, we have some errors. Okay, that's a little bit tricky one, I think. So this has something to do with the unified. And then I can try to see why are unified. Okay, so this has to be some like versioning issue. Okay, so we have the remark external links, which is relying on, sorry, I need to zoom out a little bit, right? Can you see that? Okay, so so this has some conflicts because currently we are seeing the error, right? We are seeing that cannot process without parser, and this is thrown from the from unified 10.1, and it's reasonable to doubt it. It might be a versioning issue. So I run npm dash r. It means like a recursive, and then you put the name of the function of the package, and it will shows that how this package is being dependent. So here we can see that okay, Nuxt Content 2.10 that is relying on Nuxt.js slash MDC for 0.3, and internally it's relying on Unified 11. And while that's currently, we have another package called Remark External Links, which is relying on Unified 10. And just for information, so uh, the unified JS, I think. So this is a tooling. This is tooling for like handling. It's a very impressive word actually. I think this has a thousands of package, 500s of package. So to dealing with the remark JS, rehype JS, and retext JS, and also like it basically means that it's a unified abstract syntax tree AST library that can handles like markdown to HTML and HTML to rendering or something. So it's basically what's not content used to parsing the markdown and to do something. So so here we have this dependency issue. So ideally, like we should use the newest API if possible, right? So the reason we use these things because we want it to providing the external links. So in order to because this has a we kind of have this higher level, right? So this is like okay, fine. Anyway, what do we know is like on the top level, the unified is being resolved to 10 version 10. So we want to enforce. We want to try if this remark external links work for unified 11. So what do we do is we do a resolution, and we basically copy these things, and then we do this and adding this code and to say we force the entire project that's the unified it depends should be version 10, should be version 11, and then we run the install again. Yeah, override and the resolution works the same. PNPM support, like you can also have this PNPM override that works the same, and it's also respect the resolution. So I kind of prefer to have a resolution because it works for Yum and for the other package dependency, for the other package manager, and when those two persist at the same time, this will win over. So PNPM will check resolution and then PNPM override. And if they persist at the same time, the override will override the resolution. And yeah, I hope that will be not too confusing. And, and then we can run the PNPM Y unified again. So we can see current, now we have only one we now we have only single version of Unify, which is 11.0.4, and I'm not so sure if it's compatible, so we can try. I hope it works. All right, and then we check our server. Okay. Because we have it. Okay, I just let's command it. Uh, that's wrong again. I think it works because this arrow is another arrow. It's not an arrow we previously have. Okay, it seems to work well. And if I click this link, Vue.js, okay, it's being externalized. So luckily, this package works for Unify 11, and so we can commit it. We can commit this to file and the log and then package JSON. Call it v2.0 like that. Okay, and then push it. And then let's see what's do we have these things? I should restart the server. Okay, it's still not. Okay, search content is not defined. Interesting. So basically in Nuxt Content, we have this search content file, right? And if I had to go to the main and grab the new thing, and I will build it again. All right, so we can see the dist. We have the runtime, and runtime we have the composable, and this is search. So we do have this search file. Oh, why we have JS and MJS version? Okay, so we do have this search file. Okay, so probably let's check the imports. Okay, so that is because this file is not being registered. This function is not being registered, right? So basically add imports. Yeah. So yeah, this is never being registered. So use content. So I wonder if we should just add it here. Right? It's a search. It's search content as search content from composable search. So maybe we should add another entry. It doesn't really matter to me, but it's better to separate because this is all from the content and this is from the search. And utilities. Okay. Use content disabled, document driven. Is that only available for document driven? It doesn't say so. So what we could do is like import search content. So we basically could commit this and send a PR. Oh, I click it too fast. Oh, here I can. I still have the chance to add method. So it's fixed. Add search content to auto import entry. All right, and I save this file, close this file, and okay. And in order to do so, let's search for if there's any issue about it. New search feature is not working. And this is being missing import for search. But this still does not solve the issue, right? Create arrow is not defined. I wonder. Composable search. Oh, it does have. Okay, okay. I think I made a mistake. So this is optional. This is you should enable it by search. So this is a bit confusing, I think. But so here that would be experimental, and then you have a search and choose. Okay, that can be true, right? No, this cannot be true. So did I miss it in the documentation? It doesn't say so. It doesn't say so. Okay, so at least I think the case is that we should for the PR itself, we should do that. We shouldn't do that. We should revert this change, and it's already being added, but it's more like a documentation issue. So it'll be search content. So basically here, we should do a warning. This is an experimental feature. Opt in with the experimental search feed option, and then we do a link here. I'm not so sure if it's a. How can we do the warning here? Call out. So it's call out type warning. I think so. And maybe it's info with. Okay, and then let's try the docs. Okay, that. And then we have 3001. Oh, this is the playground. And view docs and that. So maybe I should go to the docs and then that. Okay. And install again. Experimental, did I spell it right? All right, and then I have a, can try. Just to verify if the, yeah, I think we should change to relative path. Okay, this one. Okay, and then we have this one. Oh, what happened? Oh. Okay, I think maybe warning is better for me. Warning. Let's call out warning type warning, right? I did it right. Alert. Oh, it's different. Alert type warning. It's not. Call out. So to be sure, we should restart the server. All right, but the style is not there. I would expect it to be a little bit like orange or something, but I don't know how. Alert type info. Okay, I'm a bit confused. Maybe I forgot to build Nuxt content. No, I did, right? I don't really understand what happened. I suppose this should do the trick, right? I don't know. Maybe that's committed to see if it's a development issue. So let's create a quick PR. Yep. And I should. So it's a documentation issue, and I should copy these things to be here. And I check there's no link, and okay. So anyway, we can go back and check it later. But at least that's if we add in here, so the search ignore text two, and then you have options with empty. Okay, the option is required, so it has a default but it's required, and this has a default but it's also required. That doesn't make sense. So that means we could have another PR, right? Search and that means search can be undefined, and while these two should be optional because they are optional, they have defaults, right? And that means we here have search. So we have experimental search and search index. So index should be true. But this is not merging. This one. So this is default and this is already being merged. So that means they are not required. They are not required. So fix and search types. So fix and views in experiment.search can be optional. And this is probably types. And we can copy the reference here. So copy this permanent link. So it's more like enhancement. No, it's like a bug fixer. And then the default value has been assigned here. Okay. Then we made two PRs. Nice. And then let's go back to the file. So basically means that we don't need to care about those things. And that means here we might just ignore it, expect error. So we can copy the Nuxt.com, Nuxt Content, and we add that here. So we put a link here. So whenever this is being fixed, and whenever this is being fixed, so we can remove this expect error here. So with this thing, we should be able to have expect two arguments. Okay, so then we also have another problem. I think for the search, it's not this one. And for the option, so search option, this option, what is this option being used? So this should be optional, but this is optional, this create an issue. So that means we should assign a default value to it. And fix also for, okay, and push it. Okay, so that's here. We should just put an empty array, it should works. And it does not have types for some reason. But we could see. We could see how we can do about it. So here, I think we could do a watch effect. So what we want to do is just console log the value of it. Search results like that. What? This is a promise. This is a promise. Interesting. So the doc is a bit confusing, I suppose, because so I think I'm using an API that's not many people are using. and it's relatively new. So that'll be interesting. So here, it doesn't say you should await. It says its results. So I thought that it would be interactive, but it turns out it's actually not. So it returns a promise, and that would be a little bit tricky. So what we could do here is basically we do like a riff without let's do any for now, and it's empty. And whenever when we know that whenever the search changes, and we should do so if search dot value, uh, then we do something, and we should guide search results, which is empty. No, we should await search content, and then we do like that. And otherwise, we set the result to be empty. So we watch for this thing, and this should be empty. Okay. Okay, and then we go back to our playground. We go this thing. Yeah, let's open up the terminal first. I should put it on the right. Okay, I just close. Okay, and yeah, I'm lost. So if I type anything, okay, I have the search result. So that's at least that's nice. So we that's let me filter it out. Warning, verbose. Okay, here. So here we got the search results, and it looks okay. So we should present it. We should be able to present it. But here we don't have any type. Uh, okay. So we have a few questions, and first is off topic. Will I be showcasing how to use Nuxt test utility for this project at some point? Um, maybe, but I don't know what to test honestly. And this is basically a project that has a lot of moving parts. That's, for example, like how do you test statistics? And if you want to test statistics, maybe you want to fire up a headless Chrome browser to enable to do end-to-end testing, which Nuxt test utility is more like for integrating or for unit testing. But I think eventually I will definitely cover some cases for Nuxt test utility, but maybe not for this project. Uh, in the future, I think it's in the plan, but I'm not seeing that we were doing it for this project very soon. But maybe I don't know. And then the other one is Marco asking why not using query content. Um, Actually, we will use query content, but I just want to use this one. I just want to experiment this one. And during that thing, during like trying these things, you will find you actually find a lot interesting bugs, right? And that's kind of how I try to. I mean, the Nuxt content is now created by myself, but I really love to use something that's new so that you can experiment things and you can find bugs, and then you can fix them. So if this is something I made by myself, and that should be called as dog fooding. And dog fooding means that you build something and you use it by yourself and to evaluate and to iterate it to make it better by using your own tools. And well, I think this is basically the same, but it's just like the tool is not created by myself, so I can send PRs. While that's if it's tool is made by myself, I can just fix them directly. So here you see that the type is not here, so that's weird, and that's probably another issue. And but at least we have the runtime result, which means this function is working well, and we should be able to convert it. So it's just basically like the to do convert it to command interface, right? And then we can put it in the command result, and that'll be fine. And then Michelle is asking, is there no way to use awaited computed? Actually you do. And in view use you have I have a function. I think it's async computed, right? Nope, this one. Async computed. Weird. Let's go to the function and I can search for async computed. Okay, it's computed async. Okay, so that's how you do it. But I would not really recommend to do it. So because the reason I using watch here, so later I can add debounce because I don't want to fire up search for every changes of the search. So debounce that means that so there's the debounce and the throttle. So the debounce means that you will wait until a stop of changes. So that means like to say that you change the search for every second, and if we consider that would be too frequent, and we can set the debounce to be 2 seconds, and that means if you do every 1 second and it doesn't fire up the search at all, and then until you have the gap of 2 seconds, it say okay, you probably finished typing, and then we'll search, and that's debounce what the debounce does. And throttle means that if we start throttle to be 2 seconds, so it will try to invoke these things to be maximum 2 seconds in maximum 2 seconds how to say that interval. So that means if you type a second, if you change the search for every second, that will be the search will be fired every 2 seconds because it's being throttled. And if you do like 3 seconds, and that will be fired still every 3 seconds. That means that yeah, I think that's basically it. And it's a bit common usage so that you will see it. And then what I supposed to say? Yeah, and if you are interested is you probably have there's a lot of resource online you can search for it. So so maybe we could have a debounce search, and then you can have a ref debounce. So this is also from view use, and we can have like 5 seconds. Do we use this already? Nope. So we can do like here, and then we can have the value, and we set a value, we set a value here, and yeah, that's it. So the guide result is undefined, and which I think it shouldn't be. Maybe that is because the type is not exported here. So it's what is data item? Wait, what? Okay, it's anything. That would be interesting. It's just a generic. It's a generic, and it does not specify the types at all. I thought at the minimum we should have something. So you have search, and you have search fetch, search route, and then you have the search API, which return the search, and runtime config server search content, which means you basically have at least parsed content, right? Yeah, I think you have the parsed content here. So while that's here, the function requires you to put the generic by yourself. That means it'll be parsed content, and I can reference this from the types. Can I do it directly? No, it doesn't. Okay. So at least now we have this thing, and we have the parse content like that, and to do send PR to Nuxt Content to add the default generic type. So basically means that we should be able to allow users to provide their types if they want, but when there is no there is no type, I think we should fall back to parse content. So that means the fix will be simple. The fix will be just like where is it? Where is it? Here. Nope. This one. So the fix will be just like you adding an equal sign here. It's just like setting the fallback, and then you put the types like that. And that will be like when there's no provided, it'll be fallback to this, and this will help the overall experience. But we'll send PRs later because we send PRs. We already sent quite a few PRs, and then what we could have. So maybe easier way is like we just said we can just have the command, and then what we could do here is just like results equal to this one, and we can do results map, and then we just do a command. We just convert it to command directly. Okay, and then we do like this. Command, and it's setting to be okay. Oh, that's weird. It's still not getting the types. Okay. But anyway, I'll do this here. Body, layout, title, and title can be undefined. Cool. How should I do that? Title, maybe. I think we should filter them out, but currently I think it's fine. And then we have this one, and then we basically concate it like this. Would that works? So let's see. Okay. Okay, it doesn't work. So let's try. So if I K and I search for view, okay. Oh, wait, it returns a computed ref. It returns a computed ref. That's pretty weird. I mean, here we have an arrow to say map is not a function. So that means computed here. So this should be a computed ref like this. So it means that we should use a value. And that means we shouldn't, I think we are not supposed to use it here. So we should supposed to use it outside. So that's something that this should be a reactive. So if I do as any, and if I do command, if I log the result directly, and this will be debug search. Is that a promise or not? Okay. That's a bit weird. Okay. Okay, anyway, so let's do it here. And we have another to do. Move it out. if it's reactive. Okay. And then we should refresh, and then we do the search. We still got nothing. And that's console log here. Guide result. You see like I use that. I use console log a lot. So if I check the info and type something, and oh, you see, you got these things, and you click it, it does it doesn't work, and that means okay, this is all undefined. That means we should try to log the results, log the result value, because I think we did some wrong convention. So here, the ID is the path, the content is the oh, the content is the content. I think we shouldn't have all the content here, but we will see how we can do it. Search term match titles. So we basically have title, and the two is that there's no path. That means we should use ID. And the slug is ID as well. And description. Maybe we don't use the description. Oh, we use the content and then slice. Maybe we don't use the description. All right, and if we do Command K, and if I type anything, okay, it says like view basic, and if I navigate to it, okay, now it's working. So, so if I say auto import, there's no auto import. And how about Nuxt? What is Nuxt? Okay. Oh yeah, my network dead. It's not stable on my side, I think. So yeah. So that's let me restart it. Let me restart the stream.